Your whole post.
So
I made a post of
Matthew,
your post.
if I could call you Matthew from now on, I've turned your 500-word post into a essay, which is several thousand words. Oh, but that's not fun anymore.
I was talking to you on Facebook, and remember Mel from our hockey team?
Yeah.
Wait, Mel Gaudette.
Oh.
I was talking to her.
Yeah.
I was watching the hockey game. I was listening to the podcast and writing my blog at the same time.
Oh, geez.
And then I'm writing it, and I'm talking to him, and I'm just like, I'm so fucking bad. Where do I put the commas? It's like a comma. You get a comma. You get a comma. Everybody gets a comma.
And on that note, let's start it off. I'm Adam like usual. We got Campeau, Sean, Kyle, Brandon, and Matt.
Why does he use his last name when I gotta use my first name?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I hate my first name.
It's supposed to be Dodds.
You don't like your first name?
You know why? Because Hollywood has gotten hold of the name Kyle, and now it is in every TV show and movie there is.
You're right.
My name comes up so much on TV now.
And it's like a douchey guy.
Yeah, it's always the asshole who's either gonna
Kyle.
He's either already dead or he's gonna kill somebody.
Wow.
I'm never the good guy.
Yeah.
I'm just the dead asshole. Or
no, it's true. I totally agree with that.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Even Michael Cera, but without even being Michael Cera.
Yeah, pretty much. My name is the Michael Cera of TV.
All right, we'll be forever known as Dodds on the podcast
because I ended my blog with Kyle Dodds.
It's both. It's Kyle Dodds.
Podcaster formerly known as
Dodds. Either way, there's no sign off at the end. Your name is just at the top, but I'll make sure it says Dodds and not Kyle.
All right. We're good.
Or K-Dodds.
Yeah.
Or KD, like crap dinner.
Well, you get to be the big man today. You'll start off. What have you been playing this week?
What did I play? Oh, yeah, I tried to give Deus Ex Human Revolution another go.
Oh, yeah?
Nope, can't do it. I cannot get past that police station.
Really? Is it when you exit the building and go outside?
No, he's forced to do all stealth, even though he played the entire game action. Like all his abilities are all action right now, and he's forced to do stealth, and he can't do it.
Yeah, because there's this one thing you have to get to the basement of the police station to get to the morgue to rip the thing out of the guy's brain.
Can't you go through like a vent or something?
I tried. I found all the vents, and they just lead to more people.
I feel that. Isn't there, you can get into the... You don't have a problem getting into the police station?
No, because you just go through the side door.
I was going to say,
it's on the second floor.
Yeah, and then you still have to go down 3 floors.
Yeah,
and one of the floors, there's 20 cops there. And I've analyzed their patterns of moving, and you can't knock any of them out because someone will see you. And you can't hide behind things.
No, you just have to go.
But then they chase you and kill you.
Because you're not allowed killing them.
Because you'd be a cop killer at that point. No, there's one floor where they're not actually police officers. They're like investigators or whatever.
That doesn't count.
This one floor has armored police.
No,
it takes 3 shotguns to the face.
There's one where they don't actually, if they see you, they don't do anything. They just kind of ignore you.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was sneaking through because I did the stealth way, and I came in through these ventilation system that opened up into what I thought was an empty room, but there were 2 guys sitting there talking. They didn't care that I just came out of the vent.
Yeah,
how's it going, Adam Jensen? This is seemingly normal. Or should I say, Kyle, you scumbag, on the back into that vent.
But yeah, no, I couldn't beat it, so I gave up on that. But I was playing Lego Star Wars.
Oh yeah,
Joe this week, which is a lot of fun. Minus the fact that you start with the Jedis, which is the worst. They give you the best characters to start off with, and then in the next scene you have to be fucking Amidala or whoever it is.
Princess
She's got the little laser gun. Pew pew. That's all you can do is pew 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 pew. And
with that exact sound effect.
Yeah, and you just want to be the Jedis. And there's so much focus on collecting the fucking nibs, the coins.
Yeah.
It's
when I think of nibs, I like fountain pens, and there's nibs, which is how the what you actually write with. They're called nibs. They're nibs.
Yeah, just collecting them nibs.
Writing.
Yeah.
No, but it's I'm a fucking Jedi. Why am I chasing this bouncing coin around when I could just force pull all this shit towards me?
Because you're still Lego.
Yeah. But you're Lego Jedi.
Yeah.
You're Lego with the Force.
How many characters are in it?
There's a shit ton.
Yeah.
We only got through the first 3, well, not episodes, the first 3 acts of the first episode. Because he's got the full collection, so it's episode 1 through 6.
Oh, geez.
Wow, it's a lot.
And I think there's 6 chapters per. I don't know.
That's gonna take.
Well, Lego Marvel had how many chapters?
I don't know, a lot.
A lot. It took a while to finish it.
Yeah.
But 6 6 different episodes. It's going to take forever.
Yeah, I don't know how many like acts there are per.
Is it
episode.
all just straight up like stages, or is there any open worldness to it?
There's no open world. You can go back and free play like through the world again.
Yeah.
Because you need to go back with other characters to get
To
all
unlock stuff. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a good couch co-op game, which is rare nowadays.
Yes, exactly.
And
sort of lacking.
it is bizarre that there's no speech because they're Lego, right? And they're not going to get there's no talking.
Yeah, there's no talking. It's
except
all text.
except for the droids, because the droids just say Roger, Roger all the time. That's it.
But there should be text everywhere. No.
No, there's none.
No.
There's none.
Before Lego Batman 2, I think there was no talking.
There's no
nothing.
No, it was just it was like slapstick comedy.
Yeah,
everything was
pretty much.
portrayed through it.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
There was talking all over like Lego Marvel.
It's new.
Yeah.
It's a new game.
And there's nothing.
And you.
I guess that's LucasArts for you. I'm not really sure.
Wow.
Yeah, that was before open world Lego and before talking Lego. I think
Very
open
strange.
world was introduced in one of the Star Wars. There was like a hub.
Yeah,
I think
it
in
was,
one of the Star Wars.
I think it was.
Yeah,
4 or
well,
6.
like there's the main level where you episode select. It's the cantina.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's amazing.
And like that's just playing over on a loop. And it's awesome.
Nice.
And yeah, it's good. Highly recommend it.
Cool. All right, Brandon, what have you been playing this week?
Well, with the advent of the PS4 purchase
Which I have not lent you games for yet.
of 2014,
Yes.
I've written a treaty to buy. I bought Tomb Raider. Haven't really put too many hours into it, maybe about an hour.
But you never played it on PS3,
No,
right?
I never have.
Okay.
So that's the reason why I bought it. Also, the fact that it was like $45 or something.
Or for people in the United States, if you can transfer our metric system to theirs, how many slugs would that be?
What?
85.
85 slugs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many
Or
cubes
in
would
the-
that be?
Well,
Anyways.
slugs is an actual unit of measurement in the
Yeah.
United States. I don't know what it translates to. And it's not time. So
Ammunition.
Yeah. Anyways, but you didn't put that much time into it.
No, because I've been too busy with. I had Zelda on 3DS,
Okay.
and then I have Assassin's Creed 3,
Oh God.
which I put the most time into, especially
Oh
today.
really?
Why would
Yeah.
you put time?
Did you get past the tutorial?
No, not yet.
You're still on the tutorial.
I'm
That's
maybe about like
15
4
hours
hours.
into it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm maybe about 4 hours in, and
You still got another 2 hours to go.
it's grueling and annoying already.
6-hour tutorial.
Yeah, I'm just like, will it end? Because I know how to do this already.
No.
It's telling me how to shoot, or like how to, like eavesdrop.
You still
And
playing
then
the
like
guy?
some of these, what?
You still playing the guy?
Yeah,
Father.
I'm just chasing around the Amerindian lady. I stopped around there, and yeah, it's kind of boring.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
I'll lend
but
you the 4th one, and then you could just play that one instead.
I want to beat this one. Eventually, I will. It's just that there's moments this morning that I played one mission and I was like, "Fuck
I'm
this
done.
game."
Yeah.
I
I turned
cried
it off.
myself to sleep.
Yeah, I was already asleep. I took a nap.
You have to. That's what you gotta do in that game. Every 5 minutes.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Other than that, I'm kind of stuck with Zelda.
Yeah, what do
I'm
you
trying
mean
to-
stuck?
Well, like on the mini map at the bottom screen, there's an X at one of the points I'm supposed to make myself get to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a marker telling you where to go.
Yeah, and I can't get to it for some
Ow.
reason. I don't know. It's in the beginning. I've only been 40 minutes in, maybe.
That's it,
an hour.
yeah?
And there's like a marker all the way on the east side in this brownish area
Mhm.
of the map.
Oh, why? Because all the Browns are on the east
All the
side?
Browns. And I couldn't get there. I don't know where it goes. Like I
You go
take
to
every
jail,
path.
that's how you get there.
Do I? Anyway,
That's so weird.
Do I really?
So you can't get to the marker.
I'm pissed off because I don't want to go through a walkthrough for something so basic. Like it's already like handed to me. It's telling me where to go,
But you
and
can't
yet
get
I
there.
can't get to there.
So it's not handed to you.
No, it is because you have a map at all times showing you where to go, and yet I still can't get to there. There's something wrong with me because I clearly like no one else had that problem.
Paper Mario.
There was a
way
map
there.
in the water temple, and it always told you where to go, but
Yeah.
you never really knew where to go.
Maybe it's an item issue. Maybe we need an item to get past a certain
It's true.
point. You got a Paper Mario
Mm.
way in.
Yeah, maybe
I'll
that
probably
too.
just need to read a walkthrough and see
You
what I
might have
missed.
to go onto the wall like Matt's saying, and you have to go across the wall and go in cracks and
I don't
shit.
even have that yet.
That's an ability? You don't just start with that?
I don't think so.
You
No.
have to learn how to wall
from the
walk.
get-go. Can you? Yeah, you get started with all the items, basically.
Which is
Really?
amazing. Which is why I want to buy
Yeah.
this game.
It's kinda weird.
You start,
It's
and then you
amazing.
meet this guy, and you go to his house, and he's like,
Do you rob him?
eventually he can sell you every item That you, like instead of getting items in dungeons, he just has all of them.
Really?
You can buy some of them, or you can buy all of them.
That's strange.
And then when you die, I think you lose them all.
Oh wow!
What a jerk! You just go buy them again.
Stupid.
Or you can buy or rent items, but if you, as Campeau was saying, if you buy them, then you own them, and if you die, whatever. But if you rent them for a fraction of the price, it adds this sort of element of weight to death, because if you die, then you lose the items or whatever the rental fee is.
Yeah, but you lose them
no,
as
but
well.
If you buy them, you keep them. But
No,
if
he
you rent
said-
them,
you
Oh,
can get them.
okay.
I phrased it incorrectly. I apologize.
There's a
So
difference.
if you buy and you die, you don't lose it.
Exactly. If you rent them and die. Okay,
But then I think they're pretty exorbitantly expensive at the beginning.
Exactly. That's
Okay,
the
yeah.
point, right?
Since
It's
they're not-
yeah.
Have you buy
there's
all
a
of them.
trade-off.
It's a fantastic system, and the fact that you can go to any dungeon you want
Yeah.
at any point in the game means that the puzzles themselves in the dungeons are unique, as opposed to being gimmicky. Where I have a boomerang, the entire dungeon is just arbitrarily set up so that I have to use
I have to
boomerang.
hit these things across chasms.
Yeah.
Well, remember Matt playing Ocarina of Time? If you take out the cartridge a little bit, you can get through it.
Oh yeah.
You can get through the chick stopping you from leaving the village at the beginning. So instead of fighting the boss and getting the boomerang, he went to the second boss and started fighting with Deku nuts and sticks and shit like that, and he ended up killing it. But I don't know how long it took him to fight the boss.
I just know there's two. Well, did you see the fast walkthrough of it where the guy's just
Yeah, he beats it in
everywhere?
like 26 minutes, but
Yeah.
that's
It's
because he's like
ridiculous.
using glitches and stuff.
Well, I did. The Majora's Mask glitch is ridiculous when you watch someone play the Majora's Mask speedrun.
Yeah.
They like drop a bomb and then shield, and the bomb knocks them like 50 yards because like it makes you like lose your friction with the game. So you just like you fly backwards and you run as if you had no friction on the floor. You're just like
Wow.
sliding.
Well,
It's just
that's
fast.
hilarious.
He'll show you the other one after. The guy literally just speedrunning is like ridiculous. You're just watching. You're like this. You took all the
crazy,
fun
people.
out of the game.
I don't know how anyone.
job.
I don't know how anyone figures that shit out in the first place. It's
What's
just
like a
so
glitch you
weird.
find out by accident? You try and recreate. I guess.
Some of them are insane.
Yeah, obviously.
Like this one guy in the Ocarina of Time one, he's just
needed a
there and
large
he's
stick.
like left, right, and he's pressing these different buttons or whatever, and then he has to jump into this pond, and then he ends up outside randomly somewhere else. Like it makes no sense.
That's weird.
Well, it's like I guess they looked into like what was
The code or something like that. Yeah. Anyways, Matt, what have you been playing this week?
I played Burial at Sea episode 2.
Oh, you played
you
Did you beat it?
Two episodes?
Yeah, that's the second and last episode.
Oh.
There's another one? No.
No, but it was 6 hours. No.
No, well, they said it was. I can see how it can be 6 hours. Like if you take your time. I didn't. It ended up being like 4 hours, maybe less.
Well, still
not
better
bad.
than the 2 hours that the first one
still
was.
better than an hour because the first one I beat in an hour.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I came close to beating it in an hour,
Yeah.
but I got stuck.
Do you But have that anyways. game by the way?
Which one?
Bioshock Infinite.
I have Infinite. I don't have Burial. Let's see. I don't have the
Okay,
DLC.
I have Burial. I don't have Infinite right now. Do you mind if I borrow your Infinite?
Oh, what?
It's a long story. I lent it to someone. They no longer live in this province. He was supposed to mail it to me back. He's just coming back in like a month, but I want to play it now.
What
so.
is it, Alex?
No, it's like
Yeah, you're
it's my
describing-
cousin.
You're just describing Alex. No, I lent it to Belhassan.
Anyways, yes.
Anyways, so you're playing Burial at Sea?
Well, I have to say, Irrational Games for the last Bioshock game they made, pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I have to say yes, most definitely
Holy
a very
shit.
good end for a game.
Now I have to play it.
You do. It's quite
Let me out,
amazing.
We're gonna
Yeah.
have to talk about this.
Tons of
Wait, so the thing
spoilers
So
in that
let's not
game.
talk about it.
I'm not going to, but the
No.
game. Well, the thing about it is the critics, they said, because I was reading a bunch of reviews, a lot of them don't like it because they feel it's too, what's the word here?
Definite.
No, it's too
Infinite?
fan service. There's too much
Okay,
fan
too
service
cookie
in it.
cutter or
Fan
whatever.
service? I hate when people complain about fan
No,
service.
but
Fan
Service me, damn it!
It's the best thing
I'm a
ever.
fan, but
just
apparently
want to be
like, that's what they think the entire game is. I don't think so. I thought it was amazing. It was
Okay.
like it fits perfectly into the Bioshock Infinite world and Bioshock just in general.
So that's
It's
fantastic.
an amazing game that just closed it well.
Let the haters hate then.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
I'm just wondering, was that the last of the DLC?
Yes.
That's
Apparently
No,
that's
no,
what it's supposed to be.
No, it's not
Or
the
is it
last of
supposed
the
to be more?
DLC. 2K is going to make more because they released 3.
That's
One
the last
is
thing.
what's it
Yeah,
called? An
Irrational.
arena or whatever. It's
Oh,
the
yeah.
horde mode.
No, but he means is that the last Burial at Sea
I believe-
episode?
Oh yeah,
no,
no,
but I mean like the last DLC
No, no,
for
no, no.
Bioshock Infinite.
No,
No.
They
But it's the last
can't
thing
be.
Irrational Games is.
Yeah, that's what I was going
It's
to
the
ask.
last one on the season pass.
Yeah.
No, it can't be because there's only been 3, and one is a horde mode. One's an hour long, and the other's the end to the.
Well,
hour
it could
long.
very well be the end of it, right? And
No,
the-
usually there's at least 4 because
The-
of the price you're paying. You're paying over like $15 to get.
If I pay $20 for a season pass and I'm buying $15 worth of content,
Oh, I
then
see
they're
what
actually
you mean.
shooting me in the foot.
Yeah,
Because
that's
the DLCs themselves are $5 each.
2K is.
It's $20 for the.
Yeah.
Aren't they $10?
Yeah, I'm
Maybe
pretty
it's
sure
$10.
Burial at Sea is
Yeah,
$15 at
they're
least.
expensive.
Yeah, so
Oh,
then
that's-
Then
$20.
you've already gotten your value for
Yeah.
No, but just in general, like most of them are like the horde mode one was like $5.99, I think.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
the first episode was only like $7.99, and then,
Yeah, but the second episode is what, 15?
I don't know. I didn't see the price. I get
Okay.
it.
You got it for
automatically.
free.
Yeah, I get it
$15.
automatically.
I'm pretty sure it's $15.
But I think they just did that as a standalone thing. I guess I don't know. But it's supposed to be 4 usually DLC per season pass.
Yeah, I guess it's possible.
Just to even it out.
So Dodds wants to play it now. Brandon and Sean, you guys gonna pick up the Burial at Sea?
Nope.
So much fun.
I've already spoken to Matt about the first episode.
I told him about
and
it.
I'm gonna speak to him afterwards about the second episode.
Okay.
And I'm gonna get the details on it. The deets.
So good
sure
though.
I'm
It's
not
so
so
good.
No, definitely.
The twist is better than the twist that happened in
No.
How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, I
I was gonna say that anyway, and you just.
That's
How I
funny.
Met Your Mother. Yeah. So much better than that.
Huh.
So yes, the ending for Bioshock is a lot better than that.
Really?
Yes. Quite.
Mm,
The whole
what-
game itself.
How would
yeah,
you compare it to the ending of Infinite itself?
better?
Good
Yeah.
to hear.
Because just the way it is, just
You
in
didn't
the
like the ending
universe.
of Infinite?
No, but
It was
I'd like
predictable.
this to be better than.
I don't want
that.
to say. I can't say anything.
No, I don't want to say anything.
I can't.
your life.
Okay.
No, but still, like, I gotta say though, the gameplay itself, it's mostly stealth
I'm
because
okay.
you're playing
Stealth, yeah.
Yeah, because you're playing the girl, and she doesn't have any powers,
Okay.
so you're just going around with like.
Spoilers.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
no, they tell you.
I haven't played any of it.
Wait, she has plasmids though.
No, she has rifts.
Oh,
cool.
shit.
That's actually
Like
That is
Pacific
that is
Rift.
pretty.
But
that's
no, just in her in general, it's like
Atlantic.
she's all stealth because she's not supposed to kill
She's a
anybody.
woman.
She never
Okay.
kills any.
And
She
Ken Levine
killed
is
one
obviously
person.
very sexist.
One
Yeah.
person the entire game, like in the whole universe. She's killed one person.
Really?
So when you start off, it's like, oh, that's not the way she would do it. So I'm like, oh, well, now I have to play like that.
Yeah.
Because you get a revolver, you can kill anyone you want.
Red
But
Dead
it tells you
Revolver.
right at the beginning, that's not the way she would do it.
That's like when I played Dishonored. Like
Yeah.
it spoiled my one line like that spoiled my whole.
Well,
gameplay.
I just didn't kill anybody.
Well, because I was playing Dishonored, and in the first mission, you're escaping from the prison there,
Yeah.
and I killed like a couple guards. And then as you leave, it's like there's an intercom message like the villain, what's his name? Corvo murdered 3 innocent guards and was out of the prison. Their families will be remiss. And I was like, all right, reload the checkpoint.
It's not like shit.
Kill anyone.
That's funny. Like that,
That's
it just
hilarious.
makes you feel like shit.
Yeah, so I immediately was like, okay, I can't kill anybody in this fucking game now.
I didn't kill
They all have families.
I didn't kill anybody, and I wasn't seen until the very end. I asked, like, because your crossbow switches ammos automatically.
Mhm.
I had a sleep dart, but I guess I ran out, and I killed one guard, and I didn't notice. And I get to the end, I'm like, where's my achievement? I didn't kill anybody.
Actually, when the game first came out, it was bugged. You couldn't get the achievement
Oh,
without
really?
killing
Oh,
anybody.
yeah, no, I got it.
Yeah, my brother beat the game without killing a single person, and he didn't get the achievement, and he was like,
that
"What
sucks.
the fuck is this?"
No, I got it without
Pretty
killing
shit.
and without being seen.
I actually, for the longest time, I'm like, why do I dislike Bioshock Infinite? You know, and I'm thinking for a while now, it's because, you know, I was sort of setting it up to be this rival against The Last of Us, and both of them were these towering giants last year in terms of them being blockbuster successful games. But I'm thinking more and more it's just because I was nearing the end of my thesis, writing my thesis, and I was playing the game at the same time, and I think I just developed this negative association with it. And I think that's really what it is. At the
Yeah,
end
I
of the
think
day.
that's what it is. You should
If
go
I were to
back.
go back to it today, I would still feel that excitement that I did when I played Bioshock Infinite because it's understandably a very exciting game, but people obviously are like, oh, you know, we saw the E3 demo and it's nothing like that. Well, then, are you an adult? Do you live in the real world where there are expectations that need to be readjusted? No, it's because I associated it negatively with my thesis. I mean, I still thought it was a brilliant game and I still would play it again.
Mhm.
Maybe not.
You should.
I'll admit though, with the way the game ended, like I think everyone knows the ending at this point.
Does everyone know the ending here?
Yes.
I'm really
What?
Well, considering
Bioshock
we're on the
Infinite.
DLC.
I'm really bummed that they went back to Rapture. I mean, I love Rapture and I'm glad they went back, but like with the possibilities that you're left with the way like the game ends with like
Only if you knew. Only
I
if
know.
you knew.
I'll play it, and I'll probably be like, "Oh, it's so much better." I was dumb.
Yes, that's what it comes down to.
Right now, I'm like, it would have been really cool if they'd explored other options because there's thousands, literally
wanna see-
infinite options.
Yes.
Infinite.
Yes.
Let's
I
try
want to
that.
see Moonbase. Come on.
anything. But
Moonbase. Moonbase.
but the cool thing is with 2K
Moon
picking
Unit
up the
Zappa?
franchise,
This isn't
they're
Portal
gonna-
2,
they're gonna
Adam.
explore that. So
The moon
Yeah,
just
very
doesn't
instant,
show up.
definitely.
so it just sucks that Irrational's kind of washing their hands of it.
Well,
You're
they
being-
ended it well. They ended it very
No,
very
definitely. But like, I'm just excited to see what comes out of the new studio. That
well. I don't.
comes out.
Because
Can I
2K's a
talk
giant
to
piece
that?
of shit.
No,
You
Ken
can.
Levine's new
Okay.
studio.
Anyways, so yeah, I played Dynasty Warriors, and I seriously I talked about it on the blog this week, and I really don't know. I think my brother said it was around the 5th one when they started getting really crazy with the series, but they start taking really large liberties with their fucking their shit. It's all
Actually, it's the
based-
opposite.
Sorry.
The first Dynasty Warriors was the least accurate and they're becoming progressively active.
That all happens. What are your plans?
Can you prove to me
Yeah.
that Noah did not create an ark and wipe out humanity before recreating humanity a second time? You can't.
What?
You cannot prove it to me.
Yeah.
Similarly, the Chinese used to be...
they actually probably tried.
dragons.
Yeah. He points at
He's an immortal being.
I am the original
Anyways,
emperor of China.
I read the
I
UN
drank
and you're like,
gold.
China?
I drank gold and I live forever.
Yeah. Anyways, so they got some crazy fucking weapons. So, like, yeah, the one guy, the big burly dude,
Both hands.
he's fucking fighting with a boat. Like, I swear to God, the little icon looked like a little canoe. I'm like, that's kind of weird. I wonder what the weapon actually is. And then, lo and behold, he's holding this giant boat with one arm and
I
beating
do
people
that.
on the face with it.
You don't do that.
Yeah, no,
You
I
don't
don't.
fight off your enemy.
Bro, dude,
obviously
you fight-
Matt does.
But anyways, but he's like half wrestler too. He's like suplexing people and shit. It's really
Okay,
funny.
dude.
It kind of reminds me of the boulder from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
The boulder.
The boulder.
The
Yeah.
boulder.
But like, there's arm cannons, like
Voiced
this,
by Mick Foley.
this gigantic
really?
like arm
Nice.
gun. I don't know. It's like 3 times. It's like half the size of his body that's on the side of his arm, and he just fucking blasts it like a rocket. And it's like half
So
a
it's
machine
not
gun.
actually his arm. It's just like he kind of sticks his arm in it.
No. He
Why
holds
did
it like a
the guns-
tonfa, but it's like a
So
like
it's
a
what's his
rocket.
face from that Final Fantasy game?
Barrett.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
shit.
but that's an actual handgun. Like
Yeah,
his
his arm is
His
like
hand
a
is
shotgun.
good.
Like a la Mega Man.
You know,
Or you can sing a la.
it's
Allah.
kind of on the topic.
Allah.
Allah.
It's kind of on the topic of Dynasty Warriors, but it isn't at the same time. There are elephants in Dynasty Warriors, if I'm not mistaken. I had learned
I
today
don't think so.
Yeah,
there are. You can ride
they're
elephants,
supposed to be.
which is the most historically accurate portion of Dynasty Warriors.
dragons on elephants.
Chinese people used to ride
They did,
elephants
yes, most definitely.
before they started to just realize that they could breed
them.
indefinitely and create a super race.
They also made spaghetti.
They also did make spaghetti and firecrackers.
pizza.
Anyways,
Elephants,
pizza.
elephants,
They make ketchup.
elephants.
They make ketchup.
Really?
Apparently.
It doesn't matter.
let him get a sentence out.
Elephants do not run.
No.
Nope. There's an
No.
actual technical term for what they do
Stampede?
because apparently
Oh,
to
stampede.
run, you need to have all 4 of your / 2 of your
In the air.
appendages in the air at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
They only have 3 at most in the air, so they
So-
have a word. It's called like
Santir.
probably. No, I think the term is sontiering.
With they sontier with reckless Abaddon.
Well, they have giant scrotums, so I think it would be pretty
Yeah.
reckless when they.
That's an extra
sontier.
foot right there. Their penises are extra feet.
They actually do use it as a
Oh my god.
I'm not joking. I saw that on fucking National Geographic.
There you go.
Elephant dick
Anyways,
prop.
to adding to Sean's list of words he can't pronounce, Santir is actually
Yeah.
saunter.
Saunter.
Yes.
Yeah,
Saunter.
Wait,
not
let's
pronounce that
let's throw out this list. What's this full list again?
Abaddon, Saunter,
Abaddon.
Macabre.
Macabre.
You know what? I read the other day and I read it as Macabre
So did I.
in
right?
your voice.
Yeah. Thank you.
Macabre.
Oh, also archetypic is
Archetype?
it's but it's no it's
Archetype.
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 Archetype. It's not
Archetype.
Archetype.
Yeah,
Archetype.
archetype.
What are you gonna do, right? I
Like
mean, it's
archaeologists.
I've never had that problem. I don't know. It's like I've never had a word.
Archetype.
I guess I just listen to too much television.
Because
Yeah,
yeah,
it is.
I'm the opposite. I read a bunch of words that I'm never going to use in my life. And then when I
Anyway.
do use them,
Back on
Like,
topic.
Well, it's like names.
how do you not know how to pronounce macabre? I use that every day. I just used it. I use it every day.
It's like names though in books.
This omelet is macabre.
How do you know?
yeah, like Hermione, I'm like Hermy one. Hermy 5. Like, who has Hermy
It's
one?
the Hermy one.
You won.
The Hermy one.
Anyways, yes, I only played the story mode, but there's like 4 or 5 different story modes, and they just last forever.
Oh,
They're so
God.
long. There's so much content, but like I was saying, it's all the same. It's literally you're only doing the exact same thing.
Yeah,
That's the thing with
that's how
Dynasty Warriors.
Every single one of those games
Yeah,
works.
exactly. There's
No.
8 of them, and
We
they're
gotta
all
find all the
exactly the same.
secrets. All the-
Secrets.
There's always
What the
secret
fuck
levels.
secret are you
There's
talking
always
about?
secret levels of
Chinese
paths that you can take.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Anyways, and like it's impossible to follow. Impossible. Like you
Yeah,
can't
it's,
follow
it's
the story at
fucking
all.
ridiculous.
It's actually crazy.
Wow, this is a ringing endorsement.
Yeah.
The game is too
No,
long
but see,
and
the
it's
thing
too
is,
confusing.
It's incredibly stupid fun. Like getting past anything else, it's all exactly the same, but it's stupid fun and it's over the top crazy if you take the right people.
It's canoes.
Exactly,
No,
with
but new
canoes.
hands.
Is it a birch bark?
Did you ever play any of them properly though? Like actually trying to follow the history and the story?
No.
Because if you do,
Why
there's
would I
like
do that?
because of special events that actually
whatever.
happen.
I
It's
just-
literally
I'm-
like
I'm
dynasty
just-
words.
It's all good.
I'm just looking at the title and I see Extreme Legends.
Extreme
And
Legends!
it's with an X, and I can't take that seriously.
It's
Like,
Lubu. He's on
The
the front.
game
How
doesn't
can
take
you
itself
take that-
seriously. So
Well, that's
whatever.
a good thing. Then.
He's got boat for arms.
Anyways, Campeau, what have you been playing this week?
I beat Stick of Truth, which was good.
Wow,
All in all,
that's funny.
I was talking to Sean
That's
about
good.
that because he beat it as well. He said it was like 6 hours.
Sean DeAngelis?
Yeah, because he's
Depends-
in BC and he has nothing to do.
Yeah,
Pirate?
I could say if I had just played it, I probably would have beaten it in 6 to 7 hours.
Well, he said like the side content might take 3 or 4 hours if
I
you
d-
do it all, and
Yeah.
so it's like a 10-hour game. But I could swear you said your brother played it like all weekend.
Yeah, but he did all the side content. Like he did a lot of like and especially like I think like Sean probably was just focusing on the main missions because
Yeah.
like literally I was just exploring. My brother was just like we would go around and it's like like you do a mission and on the way you're just like running into whatever you can fucking find.
Mhm.
But honestly, it's a ton of fun, and I think the best part about it was occasionally when you complete a side mission, you get like a daily power, kind of like in Dungeons and Dragons. You get it once per day. It's an item you get from someone, and those fucking made the game hilarious. Because every single like ancillary character gives you an item that can one shot an enemy and then scare away the rest of the enemy. So it's effectively how you run away in the game,
Okay.
which made it a ton of fun. Just from like watching what people do. Like I think I might have mentioned it last time. There's a character like Mr. Slave from the show.
Yeah.
Once you do his mission,
Yeah.
you get his vibrator. It's like wrapped in paper bag. Like, it's wrapped in a paper bag, and it's like Mr. Slave's package. And when you use it, you just throw it at an enemy, and Mr. Slave runs out of nowhere, strips naked, and then literally engulfs a man in his anus.
Yeah. He does that in the show a lot.
And then all the enemies just look at him, like terrified, and then walk away. Just like I don't want to do any of this anymore.
There's an entire episode, Sean, based around hamsters living inside Mr. Slave's
Lemmy
anus.
Wings.
Really?
Lemmy
Yeah.
Wings.
I should
Lemmy
watch
Wings,
this
let's
show.
say.
Is the chef in it?
Lemmy
Yeah,
It's Lemmy Winks,
'cause
and he's
he's
going
from
around, and it's like
Scotland.
yeah,
it's-
but he's sorry. Go ahead.
it's portrayed in sort of like a kid's fairy tale, almost like the never-ending story kind of thing.
Yeah.
And there's like
Of
these
course it is.
crazy mystical beings that show up in his anus, trying to guide Lemmy Winks outside.
It's adorable. It's amazing.
It's adorable, yeah.
So yeah, the chef isn't it?
Yeah, but it's like after he left the show, it's
Okay.
like they just use pre-cut
Oh yeah.
audio from the show to do his
That
voice,
sucks.
No, it's
which is kind of a bummer.
Because he died, didn't he?
Yeah, they killed him in the show.
no, they killed him in the show. It's because he's like a
He's a
Scientologist,
Scientologist, and they made
chef.
fun
and they
of it.
made fun of it. Yeah, chef.
The actor.
Well, of
Yeah.
course they're gonna make fun of it.
Well, apparently he was okay with it, but then Scientology was like, "You're not okay with
Yeah,
it."
because
And
that's
he
what
wasn't okay with it.
Scientology is.
And then they
Yeah.
like killed him off as a pedophile or something like that.
And then he got eaten by like the rabid animals or something like that.
Yeah, it was.
It was like a gruesome death. Like he was on screen all bloodied up and like eaten in half and shit like that. It was fucked.
It's really cool. Like honestly, the way that the story is written really well,
Mhm.
and
Well, that's what you would expect, right?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
really good. Like it's all solid all the way through. I think.
My only concern with it is that Obsidian has had a very spotty history with respects to making games. I don't think I've played anything that they've done which has been sort of globally agreed upon as being a successful game. If that makes sense.
I mean, I'll put it this way: the game itself had flaws and like bugs,
Mhm.
but overall, the
It's not
pros outweighed the like. There was
Yeah.
like lag. Occasionally, there was like some lag and like little issues.
Yeah.
But you're honestly, you're just like, I'm having more fun. Like the only thing that really pissed me off was I hate in games where like in an open world game where a collectible is only available at a certain moment.
Oh.
That always pisses me off.
What do you mean?
Because you can see it invisible. But
Oh,
No, like for example, like there's a way you can look. Like for example, I can look like okay, there's a map where you can see all the collectibles in the game,
Okay.
and there's a collectible in the school that I cannot get to because it's phased off. Like it's like
Okay. Yeah.
like-
Like in Assassin's Creed.
you
yeah,
have to wait for that
I have
part to open up first.
yeah, I have to play it again. Like it's collecting all the Chimpoke. Like there's like the Pokemon, like the whole episode, like the Chimpokemon.
Yeah.
You have to collect all the Chimpokemon, and I had 29 of 30
Okay.
because there's one in the school that I can't possibly get to.
So
It's
how are you supposed to
impossible.
get to
I
it?
have to replay the game from
Oh,
the beginning. I have to
wow.
restart the game to get to it.
That's
And I
so
want to
good.
get all of them because the whole time all the characters are like, "Did you catch all the Chimpokemon? Apparently something really cool is gonna happen when you catch all the Chimpokemon." So they literally are hyping it constantly, like, "Gotta catch them all," and you're like, "Oh, sweet." So I'm actively working towards it, and I just realized, oh, I can't get this fucking last
How
one.
many times did Kenny die?
Actually, funny enough, one of his moves, you can kill him in the move. If you do, like, you have to hit like reaction commands. If you fuck up with it, I'll explain it because it's not a spoiler or anything. Basically, Kenny's a girl. He's a princess in the game.
Yeah.
What?
It's
He's
because
obviously.
you never saw the 3-part episode.
No.
There was like a 3-part episode about Game of Thrones and the console wars,
Okay.
and Kenny is basically what's her name in Game of
He's
Thrones?
the dragon.
Daenerys.
Yeah.
But he just plays. He looks like he actually
He looks
is wearing
like Daenerys.
Princess Zelda's outfit from Brawl. And and one of his moves, actually there's two moves that are pretty funny. One of his moves, he'll walk to distract an enemy. He'll walk up to them and show him his boy tits, and be like, "You want to grab?" Like it's like, and they'll be charmed. And they won't attack him.
Oh shit!
And there's another move where he summons a unicorn, and the unicorn spears the enemy with its horn. But if you fuck up the reaction commands, the unicorn spears Kenny through the head, and then runs Kenny and the enemy off the screen.
So he still gets it.
And the best part is, the way Kenny's character works, when he dies, he comes back in 2 turns. So you don't have to revive him at all. He just resurrects himself.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
It's really cool.
He's reborn again.
The game has really cool synergy, and everything kind of plays off the show. It's honestly one of the best games I've played in 2014 so far.
Oh shit, it's
cool.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And I beat that, and now I'm just playing a mishmash of games. Tried to play GTA 5 online, but I don't see the appeal.
Yeah.
Whatever.
We need friends.
All right, Sean.
We don't have friends.
I have probably permanently put down Lone Survivor. Was playing it
Permanently put down?
Probably permanently put down.
Yeah.
I don't think I like horror games.
It's a horror game, though?
It is a psychological thriller, and there is definitely horror elements of it, because it's very obtuse. I think I mentioned this last week. There's a lot of elements that you're not aware of, and I think it affects your psychology, right? So eventually you start hallucinating things, and there's this horrible basement sequence where you need to get 2 keys, right? One's a battery, the other's, I think, a larger battery. It opens up a generator or something to that effect, and it's just so difficult to navigate this map. I don't want to do it. And it happens to be where you can't save beforehand, and it ends up taking me like 10 minutes every time, and I always end up dying and getting lost. And so I think I probably put it down. I might go back to it. What I did pick up, which I think is actually fantastic, is Guacamelee.
Guacamelee, yeah.
Guacamelee, which is, for people not in the know,
Points at
I have no idea what this game is either.
The filthy casual in the room.
Yeah.
Guacamelee.
I don't know.
Have you ever played Castlevania Symphony of the Night?
No.
Have you ever heard of people describing it?
No.
It's
Metroidvania.
That doesn't. He doesn't even. Anyways, well done, Adam.
Did you play a side-scrolling Metroid game?
Yeah. There you go. Thank you. Yes. So it's a side-scrolling Metroid game, essentially. Okay. The premise of it is that you have a character who eventually, over the course of the game, gets new powers, like Zelda. Let's say it's the bomb. Like Mega Man. Thank you. He gets new powers. Let's say, for argument's sake, say it's a bomb. Earlier in the game, there were elements of the map where you couldn't access because you didn't have the bomb. But once you get the bomb, you can go back to it. You unlock other things. It has this adventure-style game to it, superimposed over a linear story. And so it ends up being this adventure title, which is a lot of fun, and everyone loves it.
It's very similar to the Lego titles.
Exactly. Thank you. It is exactly like that, except it's 2D, right? Which is why in Metroidvania. Anyways, Guacamelee is fantastic on a lot of levels. On the Vita, it is so attractive, gorgeous.
Yeah.
The colors are so vibrant. I actually cry whenever I look at it, and the rest of the world is just so dull.
Especially if you're on the bus. It's just like, this is beautiful. There's that fat guy.
Homeless man.
That fat guy's about to sit down next to me.
Yeah.
So I think you're still one of the only people still playing the video.
Yeah, I'm one of 3 people in the world who own
Sony video.
Everyone just gave up on it, and you're still going.
I was thinking about getting one, but I want to get one when I have a PS4 because that's all I'm going to use.
You might as well only get it when you have PS Plus.
Yeah, because you
Well,
can
they give you,
buy
like,
free
games
shit.
and shit.
Yeah.
Was Guacamelee free?
No.
Oh.
But it was $5 or $4 or $3
That's totally
or $2.
reasonable.
Something very
Very
reasonable.
Something
I know, 'cause, like,
free and $5.
I saw it in the Humble Bundle, but I never bought it. But I mean, yeah.
I don't know. I can't imagine it on PC. I'm on a smaller screen. Everything looks brilliant.
Yeah,
I can't imagine it.
Add on to the fact that the Vita actually has it's gorgeous hardware. The hardware is amazing.
So good. Yeah.
So I mean, add to the fact that you got gorgeous hardware plus a great game.
Yeah.
Really colorful and vibrant.
It is probably, like, if I had to name 5 games on the Vita that you should own if you get a Vita, Guacamelee would be there. I've only put about 25 minutes into it. That being said,
glowing review for 25 minutes.
Very difficult to play a game.
That being said, it is perfect on nearly every conceivable level. And this is actually going to feed into my question of the week. But for the time being, all I'm going to say is that it meets your expectations in terms of a Metroidvania game. The adventure elements are there. The aspects of you wanting to explore its world are there. The combat isn't too difficult, which is important, I think, on some level, because you don't want to be frustrated whenever you come across combat that you can't get past. you're a luchador, which is cool. So a lot of the music.
That's why he loves it. That's why.
I love it.
You
Yeah.
Did you call him Rey Mysterio?
No, you don't name him something. He's, anyways. I don't know what
that
his
little
name
guy from the Kudo commercials.
is. A little bit, but you're not like weird like that. You kind of you're just like really stacked, and you have this like tattoo of a rose and something on your chest.
So like
which is
the
badass.
guy from the Kudo
No,
commercials.
Killer
Seven.
7.
No,
Killer
his
7, the guy that you fight.
Strong guy.
Yeah, exactly. All of these things, all of these things in one man, and
Team Girl Squad.
there's a lot of jokes to other types of games in it. There is, for example, there's a poster for 2 luchadors that are fighting, and one is the Mask from Majora's Mask, and the other one is a guy who looks exactly like Mega Man, but it's in Spanish, so it's not like it's not plagiarism.
As
And-
long as you transfer the language.
Yeah,
it's not
exactly.
longer stealing.
It feels like it's a game that looks on the surface of someone to pass by, they'd be like, this is a really pretty game, or pretty. What's a manly word for it? This is a really masculine,
Robust.
And, yeah,
It's a robust title.
yeah, it's very
It's
masculine.
very Guacamelee, I saw it.
Very proper.
But then for people who actually like video games, it is so respecting of a lot of games that have existed before it that recognize the contributions that those games have made, and it feels like it's oozing with personality, which is very hard to come by, I think.
Cool.
So that's what I've shifted away from Lone Survivor, which is I still recommend it to people who like survival horror games.
Just wondering, Guacamelee, the development team, was it like 2 or 3 people, or?
It's an
think
indie title.
It's
Yeah,
bigger
I know
than
that,
that.
but-
I think the last game they worked on was Attack of the Blob.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah,
okay.
I think, and that was a very sort of okay game, and this is very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So getting on to discussions, remember I said last week that I wanted to look into the voice acting for Infamous?
Hmm.
Well, the guy that plays the main person, or whatever his name is, like
John
something starts with
Connor.
an A.
Job.
No, Delsin. Sorry, starts with a D.
Yeah, he plays
Delsin.
Joel and the guy from Bioshock.
Yeah, and he was also Snow in Final Fantasy 13,
There he is.
and he was Two-Face and Robin in Arkham City,
Yeah.
So
and he was
basically,
Joker in Origins.
he's the new Nolan North.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I
That's what I
actually
literally wrote down. He's the new Nolan North, except for you can't actually. His voice sounds recognizable, but you don't really
Can't figure out.
know who it's from. Where Nolan North, you know it's Nolan North.
Mhm.
But yeah, he was Booker and he was Joel also.
Wow.
Yeah,
He's gone around.
and he's been around for a while too. Like
What's
he's
his
not.
name?
I don't think I wrote it down.
Why wouldn't you write down his actual name?
John-
I feel like I should know this. I would know this.
I should know this
I'm
too.
pretty sure it's
He's the voice of
John
the anime I watched,
McAbray.
too.
John McAbray. Yeah.
John McAvoy.
Yeah.
Being John McAbray.
JD Salinger.
Anyways, so the best of April Fools. Did you guys see anything fun for any video game
League of
stuff?
Legends.
You see
No,
that?
no. Well, Naughty Dog is Naughty Doge.
Naughty Doge. No,
Oh,
yeah,
my
Naughty
God.
Doge.
Everyone did it. Like,
Naughty Doge.
everyone did that.
Yeah.
Everyone who had a
Facebook
wolf
did
or a
it,
dog
Twitter
in their
did it.
title was like,
I
we're
mean,
changing our name to the Copenhagen Dogs.
Yeah. Naughty Doge. No, but one was the YouTube title was Francis Plays the first 30 minutes of Half-Life 3. The thumbnail of the video is like a screenshot from a game. But when you click on it, it's just him sitting there in front of the camera for 30 minutes, just breathing heavily and eating celery.
the fat guy there?
Yeah, the fat guy. He just eats celery, drinks water, and he's just literally just looking at something on the screen and just breathing
No, there's a
for
lot of
half
stuff.
an hour.
There's a lot of stuff like that.
That's
There's
actually
a lot.
pretty
Those are
I love
ridiculous.
that guy.
There's a
That's
Google Map thing with Pokemon.
Oh, that's
yeah.
amazing. You could have. You literally
Actually
could have caught them all.
Really?
Yeah. If you teamed
All
up with
150s.
people, you could have caught
There's
all
some
of them.
crazy stuff that people do. There was like it was like a fighting game Blizzard was going to come out with untold heroes of like Warcraft and stuff like that. So you're playing some guy's dead cousin and another guy's wife or something like that.
That's amazing.
Microsoft has put Phil Spencer in charge of everything Xbox. He was already in charge of Microsoft Game Studios. He was the head of like all Microsoft Game Studios. Now he's just in charge of that and Xbox. So he's pretty much in charge of everything game related to Microsoft. He's the guy with the 2 watches.
Yeah.
you
Because, time.
don't remember that?
No.
It was like they were making fun of like they did the same thing. Everything at E3, all the press conferences, one person like did make fun videos and they just redubbed all the
Oh,
all
yeah.
the voices. It's like I'm wearing 2 watches. And it's just yeah. Anyway, so I mean, but he's supposed to be a long time gamer, so he's going to try and put games first for everything. So we'll see how this goes. I'm not overly into any Microsoft news or whatever, but I felt like we had to comment on it a bit
Yeah, of
because
course, but
it's
I mean,
all part of this.
It just sounds like politics, right? I mean, that's just like
I'm not sure who was in charge of it
the
before.
liberals are like the economy. You're just throwing out words like the economy because everyone cares about the economy.
Fiscal
Like, this is
policy.
important. Yeah.
Taxes.
But like I said, I'm not even sure who's in charge of it before.
Who cares?
Me.
Yeah, who cares? You?
Kyle Dodds was in charge of it.
I was in
Secretly
charge.
pull off your face mask and evil Kyle, Xbox One Kyle.
No. He has
No,
a mask with
it's
Dodds.
all of my TV alter egos.
In one.
No,
one
you have a
amalgam.
mask that says Dodds. You remove it. There's a mask that says Kyle.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're a
Ah.
luchador.
I thought you were gonna ask about the PS4 and The Last of Us.
That was
Yeah.
actually I was gonna say that too. That was right underneath the Microsoft
Oh,
thing.
never mind.
That's hilarious. Remember they called that like when Last of Us
It was,
came out.
yeah, but see the thing
But it
is,
hasn't been announced yet, right?
nope. An executive from Sony said that The Last of Us is coming out on PS4, and then Sony themselves said, "Nope, we didn't announce that. Not true. blah blah blah." So no one knows what to believe. They probably what happened was that he probably said something before PR said that they're allowed saying, and now Sony's just trying to cover their tracks.
But why would they even do that? What?
Well, there's gonna be DLC, right? That was
I
the
mean-
second one, or whatever, right? It's not the actual just Last of Us on PS4.
There's been so
So
many.
there's supposed to be another DLC, yeah.
That's what I'm
but
saying. It's supposed to be like story related DLC.
I know, but the PS4 thing that like it would be presumably maybe the Game of the Year edition, which would come with the
Oh.
game and the DLC, maybe. Who
Like a
knows?
remastered version like Tomb Raider?
Maybe.
I would be happy having owned the PS3 version to pay $10 or $15
To
to
get the
upgrade and replay on the PS4.
Yeah.
I would be happy.
Same.
But theoretically, that would assume that the upscaling wouldn't be that arduous on the team, right?
It's not going to be that much of a difference, to be honest. I figure, but
But
I still would like to play it
I
again.
think
You
the
know.
end of the PS3's lifespan and the beginning of the PS4's lifespan doesn't really have that much of a difference.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
that's
there you
true.
go.
In fact, probably the PS3's version may even look better.
Probably not.
No, I mean like
but maybe.
They'll add more birds.
You're just adding more bits when you
Yeah,
go up.
it's
no, there's
literally
more
they just
triangles, more
increase
polygons. They're probably going to have
more.
Well,
what
no,
was
they
this
don't.
called?
They don't increase the
Oh,
polygons.
hair.
They,
No, I mean
Our hair's
more
gonna be
more
nicer.
follicles.
essentially.
they
Like the
never,
game was always, I'm pretty sure the game was 720p. There's no way it's 1080p.
Well, there's more glass bits processing in a PS4.
Exactly. No, they included the emotion engine.
The Win
And-
intelligence is up there.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, but it would be a 1080p game. It already looks gorgeous as is. I mean, I would still buy it. I don't know.
Yeah, of course. I mean, they might do it. They might. I don't know. I was just thinking about it. Would rob the triumph of it being a PS3 game, in my opinion.
No.
It's just like what Tomb Raider did was obviously
I would still
an
play it.
executive decision. Of course, you would still play. But I'm just saying, looking at it, it felt like it was an executive decision, and the developers of Tomb Raider were like, okay, well, whatever, let's do this. You know, I feel that if it was the same thing for Naughty Dog, they should be putting their
Naughty
energy
Doge.
into. Sorry,
not
They
a Doge.
Well,
Doge, not
that's a
Doge.
good comparison.
Campeau hates it, by
actually.
the way.
That's sort of how I
Stupidest
feel. At
meme
least, I
there's
mean,
ever been. Sorry.
I think that's a good comparison
Much hate.
because I mean, like looking at the PS3 version of Tomb Raider and the PS4 version, there is a substantial increase in everything. There was like an actual, retooling of the graphics, retooling, and it's better than the PC version. They've compared it to the PC version, which was my question in my mind. So I'm wondering, given the fact that I love the look of The Last of Us, and I've always said it before in our other podcasts that I felt that we've been spoiled with this game.
Yeah.
Will it look that much better on the PS4?
I don't know if it'll look
if
that
it
much
even
better,
exists.
Because they can add more detail.
They can
right?
1080p it, literally. Like
No, but it's like they did with what's it called, Tomb Raider. They literally they showed one scene. There's more birds in the sky, so it just looks more realistic.
well,
They're
no,
just
they
gonna add
did.
scenarios.
They added hair physics. They changed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like funny,
lot
but
of-
they added
it's
hair
like-
physics.
The same thing with the lighting,
What's
all
it?
the
Yeah.
effects.
There's
But
gonna be
just
better
the base
water.
is different.
Better
Just make
water.
it look better.
To
overall.
look
Yeah.
at it for a second, right? I mean, a lot of these HD games that have been doing really well now, like for argument's sakes, I really want to buy the Final Fantasy X HD version. And what the thing now that what's happened is that because that game came out 10 years ago, you had in your mind an idea of what the game would look like. And playing it on HD, you're like, this is exactly what I expected it to look like. But if you played it on PS2, you'd be like, holy shit. You know, this is
looks
obviously
disgusting.
not what it looked like 10 years ago when I was playing this.
Right.
And the
That's
reason
because you're also playing on a smaller TV.
Yes,
Yeah.
but all that aside, the fact that these HD versions play to our expectations of what the games should look like, the fact that it's collapsed, truncated into what now is PS3 version, 10 months later, HD version, which is for the PS4, because you want to tap into the whatever the numbers are that own the PS4.
Well, that's
It
just gonna
feels
happen
very-
for now.
but it feels very commercialized. And I think
yeah,
the Last of Us,
the gap. It's too small.
Exactly, it's too small. And The Last of Us was brilliant because as an artistic vision, it succeeded, and as a economic venture, it succeeded.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not going to deny that. I wouldn't think that the game would still be praised if it wasn't so commercially successful. But the fact that it comes out like a year later or a year and a half later,
would you rather try to play it from the PS3 version onto the PS4?
You can.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Or rather get like an HD remake that's actually
a HD remake. It's already HD.
Whatever. That's gonna look a lot better.
There's true HD versus 720p.
But like they said this with a lot of games already that they're gonna be redoing them for the PS4. They're not gonna release.
If it's an opportunity for me, if I'm Sony executive, that's what my hat is right now. If this is an opportunity to access a market of people who currently don't have access to the PS3, who maybe knew that The Last of Us existed but didn't have access to it, which will now have access to it, fine. But you need to project, how viable is this? How much time are we putting into this project versus how much we're expecting to see from it? If it's only going to take a month to do whatever they need to do with it, several months, that's still paying someone's salary for several months. Factor that into how many people own the PS4 right now, 1 million people globally?
No, it's like 4 to 6.
4 to 6 million people globally. Imagine what 15, 20, maybe 30% of the people will own The Last of Us. I don't know the statistics for it, but is that viable?
Oh yeah, they're probably still going to buy it again.
I can give you a perfect example. My brother kind of... He figured with the way The Last of Us looked and the way the game... He's like, this game will most likely come out for the PS4. I actually didn't buy Last of Us, assuming my brother's assumption was correct.
Really?
So I've never played it, because my brother never played it because he was like, it's probably going to come out for PS4. Let's just wait and see. So if it doesn't come out... No, I still don't know. You could assume from the trailer what was going to happen, so you can't really say it's spoiled. But I don't know what the gameplay is. I don't know what... I know bits and pieces, so I'm going to go... Good. But we were both in the same... I was like, yeah, you're right. It's probably going to come out for PS4. Might as well wait. Because then if it didn't come out, and it's only in the PS3, I'm picking it up in the bargain bin for $10.
All right, Sean. What's your question of the week?
Which series has consistently met with your expectations, and these expectations can be good or bad? I guess I would start.
Dynasty Warriors.
Dynasty Warriors. Saints Row, that's a good question.
GTA.
Well, let's all talk at the exact same time, because that's probably the most effective way.
Okay, we'll go in a circle. Pokemon. Sean, you said the question. What's your answer?
Consistently good. It's kind of my default would be the Shin Megami Tensei series.
Mm-hmm.
They always have the same... It's a little bit like Pokemon for people who are unfamiliar with it, but it's set in this very adult, contemporary Japanese world where you capture demons, and these demons are from different types of mythologies. There's, Hindu mythology, there's Judeo-Christian mythology, and then you collect these creatures and you have to negotiate with them. It's very complex.
Do you capture all these demons' souls?
You do.
Is what I want.
The demons and their dark variants.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Would you put like Persona inside that vein as well, or no?
I mean, the whole Shin Megami Tensei is a prefix for different spin-offs. There's been Persona, which is pretty consistently met with my expectations.
Summoners and stuff like that.
Exactly. Just the whole gambit has a very similar feel, irrespective of its offshoot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it's consistently met with my expectations because it's more of the same, but kind of being different enough. So, for example, they'd have an offshoot, which is an action game, an action RPG. They'd have an offshoot, which is a traditional RPG. But even in a traditional RPG, they'd have one where they'd emphasize exploration, whereas other ones would emphasize third-person exploration versus first-person exploration. They've really covered a lot of their bases for understanding the traditional, what I would consider a traditional genre of RPGs, Japanese-style RPGs that are open enough that you explore. There's exploration, which is nice, but they're close enough that they can sort of incorporate a narrative which is coherent, which I think a lot of the Western RPGs somewhat falter in doing.
Yeah.
So I think that in terms of constantly or consistently meeting positive expectations, there's that. I think in terms of consistently meeting negative expectations would probably be the Yakuza series.
Yeah?
Yeah, because...
But you still play them all.
I always come to them because I'm just like, the story is always hands down brilliant. Brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
But the gameplay is always terrible. Always. At the best of times, it's just a generic brawler. Mm-hmm. That's at the best of times. At the worst of times, it just becomes this derivative mush of nonsense. And that's the only way that I can describe it.
I can go somewhat further. I would say a series that's always met expectations is Way of the Samurai.
There you go. Consistently good or bad?
I'd say good, but I mean, like, it's what you expect from it. It's largely the same as Yakuza, right? There's hardly any story, though, but you're not really expecting it. You just want to be a samurai whooping other samurais' asses in a very, it's kind of like a. If you've never played it before, it's kind of like a build your own novel type of thing, where it's like if you want to see what happens, go to either page 600. Exactly. Go to page 600 if you want to see this guy die, or go to page 200. Yeah, you do both and just see which one's better.
I would hold my page and be like, I don't know if I like that.
Yeah, exactly. Goosebumps.
One of the goosebumps. But anyways, so it's like that. It's very large like that. There's like 20 different endings for everything for the entire game. Usually, there's like super customization, tons of different weapons. It's always very fun to play, and there's always endless amounts of replay because you're always trying to do different things.
Yeah.
And there's always like 3 or 4 different factions. You can always side with one over the other, and it's always a very fun game. And if a PS4 one ever comes out, which odds are there might be one, but who knows if it ever comes stateside. I'm not sure what I would go the reverse way at all.
I mean, maybe you've been disappointed consistently with the series and expected something of it, and ended up getting exactly not that.
Bioshock. I'm sorry, I was about to say Bioshock. Battlefield. Battlefield. Because it's like, it just seems to get progressively worse. I loved Bad Company 1. Bad Company 2 was more of the same, but it wasn't as good as 1. And then you go into Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4, and I just feel like it progressively gets further away from what I like.
Those are 2 series.
Before Kyle jumps into this, and before Brandon my question is a series that is consistently met your expectations. So I don't know if you've always had low expectations of Battlefield and it's consistently met.
I had high expectations for Battlefield and always worse.
That is not
you're comparing Bad Company, which is supposed to be like funny parody.
No, but I'm talking solely online multiplayer.
But you know that they're not. Battlefield 3 is not a sequel to Bad Company.
I know it's not, but I'm talking about just solely multiplayer wise.
Okay.
I like Bad Company 1. Bad Company 2 was okay, but I mean it was still fun.
What about 4? I haven't played
it's just not. Well, it's not the type of shooter I want to play.
They're very samey at this point. They're all the same.
Yeah, they're all exactly the same. But I find that my taste in first-person shooters is actually going away from that.
Oh, for sure.
Like to the point where like I don't like Call of Duty either. But Killzone was a ton of fun to play.
I was actually thinking about getting Ghosts because I don't like the Treyarch games, but I do like the Infinity Ward one. So I was actually, is it really? The Treyarch ones are all the same. Like they're all like at least with like they're the same, but in their own genre.
The Treyarch ones, their mechanics are weird and like the physics and everything are bizarre and the sounds are off.
Because like Treyarch makes their style of game and Infinity Ward makes their style of game, and like it's weird because like it's these games that are in the same series. But are completely polar opposites to each other, which I always thought was so weird and like a weird like kind of like.
I might be one of the few people who buys Call of Duties just to play the campaign.
Yeah,
I do that. I stopped buying them. Well, I stopped buying all of them. I started buying ones that interested me.
Black Ops, I stopped.
Yeah. So, Dodds, would you say Call of Duty would be a game that the series that doesn't meet your expectations anymore?
It's just this. Yeah.
It's kind of like in between.
I don't know. Well, because the thing is, I can't really judge because I played Modern Warfare 2 religiously with my friends. It was like me, Joe, Dozwall, Renault, Curtis. Like we had 6 people tearing shit up. That was amazing. It had nothing to do with the gameplay that made it fun. It was me playing with my friends.
Yeah.
Modern Warfare 3 was the same thing. Like I said before, me and Dozwall went the entire first 4 months of last year without losing a single game.
Yeah, they had like a 70-game winning streak.
70, I think we ended at 79 games.
Wow.
Without losing.
That's
and
impressive.
now I bought Ghosts.
They were also only playing though capture and keep and hold or whatever.
Domination.
Domination.
But so that's all I would play in Battlefield. Domination.
Yeah, Conquest.
Just to give some context, is that like 2v2? Like what
Domination is 6v6, I believe.
Yeah. But I mean, if you have a third of your team working together.
But when you think about Call of Duty, it's still an impressive win streak in Call of Duty because like there's so much like no scoping
chaos,
around the corner bullshit. Like
and now I bought Ghosts, and none of my friends have it, and I can't play it.
See, maybe that's another case because I played Bad Company 1 and 2, and even Battlefield 1943, the DLC.
And Vietnam. Vietnam. Did you play
No, never. I'm just talking about PS3 ones. I played that with Sean a lot, and we would wreck the shit out of people. I never played Battlefield Vietnam.
Okay, it was good.
Anyways, but me and Sean played that a lot, and it was a lot of fun. Maybe because the third one and the fourth one I never really played with anyone. So
But my original, exceedingly meeting declining expectations is got to be the NHL franchise.
Yeah.
There hasn't been a good NHL since like '96.
No, I mean 12 was good.
No.
11 and 12 were decent.
12 was good because you didn't play hockey when you played 12.
Oh, maybe.
Well, here.
Now you're a hockey player.
What about soccer?
any FIFA
It's the
game,
exact same thing.
It's literally the exact same.
No, but
Yeah, but see,
apparently,
like I
it's
think
worldwide, it
I
does
feel like
good.
the FIFA games are a lot better than the NHL games because soccer is a lot more of a simplistic sport, in my opinion.
They both have oversight. They both have a net and a goal.
And a
Yes,
ball,
but I
or a
mean,
stick, and a
you have a bigger like
field.
area to work with when it comes to the
Yeah.
animations and the everything involved with soccer.
Okay, you're talking about game wise.
Yeah, gameplay wise.
not sports wise.
But no,
Close.
the NHL franchise have gone downhill.
That's
Just
bad.
Downhill.
Well, when they changed the skating to be super realistic, I couldn't get
Yeah,
behind it. It was
exactly.
so impossible to play because before it seemed
You
fun,
guys always on
but
the
apparently
ice.
it was so much more arcadey before.
Yeah,
And they got
exactly.
rid
It
of
was
it.
super arcadey, which made it awesome.
Yeah.
And now they're trying to make it super realistic.
Well, because
And it's
they used
way
to
more
bring
fun.
it out, right?
concepts of the actual sport itself.
Yeah,
And they try and give the AI things to. I'm not even gonna rant about this. I
Yeah,
do
no,
this
because
all
you
the
can
time.
rant
I'm
forever.
gonna go on for
it's
like
like you
an
and
hour.
you. It's like you two talking about League of Legends. Brandon, what do you got?
I'm thinking of like some of the good series. I'm kind of struggling between God of War and Infamous.
Yeah,
Because I think Infamous was like
always meets
progressively
expectations.
getting better. Yeah, I mean, if you look at Infamous, like the first Infamous, it was all right.
Yeah,
but
it was
when
fun.
when you play Infamous 2, like all the problems you had with Infamous 1 were fixed.
It's like
It
Assassin's
was very,
Creed.
very yeah. It's exactly like Assassin's Creed, but I have my gripes with Assassin's Creed.
Yeah,
Everybody does.
they
I was
fix
just
stuff
gonna
and then they
say.
break other things.
So
like Call of Duty.
yeah, I mean, yeah, Infamous seems from what I'm looking at with Second Son seems progressively better over the ages.
Yeah,
I mean, they showed a trailer at E3 or I forget where,
Mhm.
and it looks exactly like the trailer. It's a nice, gorgeous 1080p game.
Yeah.
Like playing maybe 10 minutes of it, I have a few gripes with the climbing only because I've been accustomed to.
Oh, you got Infamous?
No. I could buy Infamous right now because
Okay.
I can get it for free.
What? How?
I have a gift card.
So you're not buying it.
I would recommend. Did you buy Second Son?
You're
Yeah.
claiming it.
Yeah, I can
I've heard
claim
it's really fast.
It's not that long. It takes about 10 hours to beat.
Yeah,
Six,
I don't
eight
feel
to
like
10
it's
hours.
worth $70.
I can
Yeah,
lend it
exactly.
to you, man.
Yeah.
As soon as I get the platinum, which should
Yeah.
be tomorrow. Actually,
Um,
probably not. Probably Friday.
So, like,
Infamous too.
Yeah.
I would
Second
say
Son.
I'd say Infamous is a good
Third
series
The one that no one remembers.
because it
What's this?
progressively
Oh,
has
Forgotten
shown
That's a good
improvements over time.
Yeah.
Versus, I mean, God of War 2 has progressively shown improvements over time. But
Because
Infamous,
they both get better over time.
See, this is an interesting question. I actually was reading. I haven't played Infamous Second Son. Just to give you some context, I told Adam, and he held me to it, that when Infamous Second Son came out, I would buy the PS4.
Yeah.
And yet now, looking at it, I
It's a good
don't.
game.
It is a good game, but I just don't know
He's
if
doing it out of
the
spite.
value
Adam. He's
isn't
doing
there.
out
It
of
isn't there.
spite.
And
value
even,
isn't there. That's
even
for
worse,
sure.
even worse than that is that Infamous has done nothing wrong. It's just that it no longer exists in the same. The genre itself is there are different forerunners now. I think Saints Row has carved this very beautiful segment of the open world, whatever they're called now, sandbox title.
It's the sandbox game.
Yeah, it is diametrically opposed to GTA.
Yeah.
Where one is I mean GTA 5 is not really all that realistic, but it still feels like a real game. Whereas Saints Row is the complete opposite.
Yeah.
And both of them are perfectly okay with that because they can both coexist, you know? And,
Then you get the middle one.
Yeah.
and
Sleeping Dogs.
well, Sleeping Dogs was
I'm
a
so
lot of
excited
fun.
for Sleeping Dogs. Actually,
You haven't played Sleeping Dogs yet.
wait, am I thinking? No, never mind.
It's the Asian one.
Thinking of,
Yeah,
no,
Watch
I'm not talking about
Dogs.
Sleeping Dogs.
Watch
Watch Dogs.
No, Sleeping Dogs.
See, Watch Dogs, I'm also afraid just because
I'm buying a console for that game.
I just see that's how I felt for Second Son, and now that Second Son is out, you really I don't feel I don't have the same intensity for this series.
The only problem with Second Son is, I mean, comparatively to the other Infamous games, they weren't 12 hours. They were
That's a good point.
They were longer.
Yep.
And when it all comes down to it, I don't want to pay $70 for a 10 to 12 hour game. I would rather pay $20 or $30 because then the price, the value, the banker buck, that works out. But I mean,
Yeah.
right now, having a tough time.
Yeah, I was talking to someone in my stream about like Sucker Punch and Infamous. It's like after the PS2, like they stopped making Sly Cooper and they turned on to Infamous, right?
Mhm.
They still had a new Sly Cooper game come out for PS3. Same thing like the PS4. They have an Infamous game now, but I
Although
feel
they
like
haven't developed the Sly Cooper for the PS3.
Yeah,
I
it's
own
one
it, but
studio,
it's a
right?
different studio.
oh, it is okay. Well,
It's the same studio, or
It's a different studio.
either way, they continued the franchise, but I feel like they continue the franchise Infamous. They might make another game, but I would really like to see Sucker Punch do a new IP
Yeah.
because right now I feel like it's run its course. Like they had the games with the prototype. like even Saints Row now, all these things with powers. I don't like want another game like that. I'd rather see something new.
Yeah.
Anyways, Campeau, what do you got?
I was going to talk about Saints Row and GTA, but I kind of want to write a blog about that, so I'm
So
not going to talk about
that.
it.
Yeah.
So
I will gladly read that.
so I'm actually going to talk about the Fallout genre.
Fallout
series,
yeah.
my
That's a good choice.
expectation game, because I went into it not playing 1 or 2, not even knowing really that they what they.
Oh,
were.
that's a good thing.
Okay.
That's a good thing.
No, but you're
They're old,
gonna
man.
be surprised by my opinion on this. Playing Fallout 3 and New Vegas, I love those games, and they literally, like you said, one-upped each other. Like, Fallout 3 was good, I had a ton of fun, I played it a shit ton, and then once I got into New Vegas, every issue I had with Fallout 3 was kind of resolved in New Vegas, except for the lack of the creations. I feel like it was kind of like...
And Liam
It
Neeson.
got boring after
Yeah,
that.
Liam
No, like,
Neeson.
but there was nothing to create in New Vegas, whereas like I was constantly scouring for parts in 3. Like in 3, I wanted to build the rail spike gun, the shot that like the train nails,
Yeah.
and I wanted to build like the gun for fighting death claws, which was fucking, once I got it, it was the greatest thing I ever owned. You could build a gun with a toy car that shot poison darts that immediately crippled. No matter what you shot, its left leg was crippled,
Oh wow.
so you could immediately fight anything and not be an issue.
Yeah.
It was not. That was fun, but that was the only negative thing in New Vegas.
Mhm.
But when I went back to play 1 and 2, not knowing what they were, just like they were on Steam sale, like $1 each, I was like, fuck it, I'll buy them. I actually really enjoyed them because
They're so hard.
but I wasn't expecting that kind of game, like Diablo-esque,
Yeah.
like
It's
dungeon
it's
crawl.
so hard. I couldn't get by the first level.
But it's
Oh,
so
really?
much fun.
Yeah.
But once you get into it and once you get in the headspace, it's way more fun because with New
Yeah.
Vegas and Fallout 3, it's kind of not linear, but like there's
No,
definitely
it
like
is
an
linear.
idea
It's
of where you have to
definitely,
go. In that, I literally got out of the vault and I was like,
well, they
fuck.
don't explain.
Where am I going?
They literally do not
Oh,
explain
fuck.
how to play the game.
And
I
it was
walked out.
awesome. I missed
I start
that.
getting hurt. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, right. I missed
I'm
that.
standing in a radiation bubble. It's
Yeah.
like, where?
So like I was playing those games. I had a ton of fun playing them. I really enjoyed them after I got them to work.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
there's all kinds of shit.
Steam.
But Sean went through that like 4 years ago.
Once-
once-
5 years ago.
Those games are really fun. The ones I would say I find decline, and this is going to be where like half the people who listen to us are going to start hating me. I have this theory about Final Fantasy, which a lot of people agree with me. I don't know if you guys are. Everyone has a Final Fantasy game that they love. Like I love 10. My friends love 7. My brother. It's literally the game you played first, or the game you played and you had the most fun, like the one you attached to.
Yeah.
That's the one you like. And any other Final Fantasy game you play is gonna suck because
Compared to
in
that one.
comparison, you're like,
I don't know
well,
about
this is fucking bullshit.
Well, I love 8.
I
but
like
it's one of the
7
first
through
ones I
10.
played.
I've only
Plus
played
tactics.
6.
No, but like
Honestly.
it's the ones you play the most that you really enjoy. Like, because like once you go to a different one, there's the aspects of the game that you enjoy that are no longer.
No, I still love
present.
7 through 10 plus tactics. I mean, I played
Yeah, but-
all of them. I beat all of them.
But like, would you put like, for example, like 7 through 10? That's a fair point. But like overall, if you looked at the genre, look at there's 1 through like what's the newest one? 12, I think.
Wind Waker.
13.
13.
3 of them.
Nice try, Brandon.
13.
Nice try,
Wind
Brandon.
Waker.
Wind Waker.
Skyward Sword, I believe.
Yeah, Legend of Fantasy Skyward Sword. Honestly, like I just think that genre, like those games as a whole, are kind of every game you play is a letdown. Like
Yeah.
once you play the ones you enjoy the most, everything outside of those
Well,
is not. You don't have fun.
I'm definitely looking forward to 15 though, because
Really?
it's made by the Kingdom Hearts team.
That's fair, but
So Square
still,
Enix.
you have to agree between. You're excited for 15 and you liked 8. So is there 1 through 7 and
12 was really good. I really enjoyed 12.
I couldn't
12
stand
was good.
12. I couldn't stand
Really?
Final Fantasy Hallway. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's 13. That's 13.
Final Hallway 13.
But anyway,
All right, Matt. What do
I
you
don't
got?
know. I played too many.
You played too
don't know.
many, and you
No.
have nothing.
No. I don't know. I enjoy playing video games. Like I said, Final Fantasy. Whatever. I played through all of them.
Yeah.
You
With
didn't
Dynasty
like
Warriors.
13, right?
What's that?
You didn't like 13, you had mentioned.
No, I said I just never finished it because after a while it just became okay, whatever.
you
But
just
you're
went
act-
straight from.
So you walk into a video game series or game without any
No,
expectations.
I just
right?
expect it to be a video game.
Have you
Huh,
played
that's
Final
interesting.
Fantasy 1 through 13?
I played some of the first ones, but I never played all of them because out of the order.
out of just with your rule. That you,
No, but it's because it felt like Lunar.
fair enough.
Because they all just feel like Lunar at this point. It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
makes
well,
sense.
Lunar was amazing. Now all these Final Fantasies are the same thing, right? I find a blimp, I fly around forest of land, because there's no... Apparently everybody just had trees before. There's just
Yeah.
so many trees everywhere.
I was playing.
And I can't land anywhere, so...
Yeah, but you're
I-
talking about like old school.
Yeah,
Final
well, that's the
Fantasies.
problems, right?
The best Final Fantasy is All the Bravest on the iPhone, Android.
All the bravest.
Yeah.
Oh, the random one where you have like 20
yeah, we just
people.
press. Yeah,
Oh,
that's the
God.
best one.
Anyways, yeah, so all the
What?
Final Fantasies just sort of meshed together at one point. I'm just like, oh, I don't remember half of them anymore.
Mm,
Or the Chrono Triggers, they all feel like the
Chrono
Chrono Triggers.
Triggers is like 2.
Well, no, but that's it. They all
Chrono
feel the
Trigger
same
and
now,
Chrono
right?
Cross.
Chrono Cross.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe like the Mana series. Is that what you're talking about?
No,
Mana
but like
series.
even Final Fantasies and the Chrono
Or
Trigger
you mean the
series.
Tails, maybe the Tails.
Maybe I don't know.
Tails
They all
series
just feel the
makes
same
All
now.
Tails are the
Tails
Yeah,
all
they
are
really
the
are.
same.
I mean, it's funny.
Ah, that would be my answer.
It's-
Consistently bad Tails series.
It's
Really?
funny.
They are that.
You still play
might
all of
cry.
them.
Don't tell me
You still play a lot of them, Sean.
Exactly, because I've always there was Siren.
Expecting them to be
I
better,
Like I
but
said,
no.
So, anyways, continuing on.
It's funny that none of us have mentioned anything by Nintendo, like any of the Mario series
Mario
or
Party.
That's kind of
Zelda
like
series.
not
These are-
self-explanatory, but
Yeah.
they're hit or
But
miss.
they're all
Yeah.
like they're on the same.
Yeah.
They're always
there's
hitting-
no variation.
To
Yeah.
quote myself,
Yeah.
they're all samey. Like,
That's
they're
what I'm
gonna,
saying.
Like, one or two new things.
That's what I'm saying. It could either be like the series is great or the series is bad because
See, but
they were samey.
the thing is, they're consistently good, but see, they never come out with any of these games annually. Aside from maybe Mario, but it's not really annual because the games that they come out
But
with
do you
Mario
want
in
it
the
to come
name are
annually?
That's the thing. If it started coming out annually, like sports games or like Call of Duty,
Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed comes out every year now.
Battlefield.
If once it starts coming out every year, you start
You start
noticing
getting pissed
you
off.
start noticing problems in it a lot sooner.
Yeah.
Not to mention, there's less of a development cycle for these yearly games. That there more problems can arise in a shorter development cycle.
Yeah.
Whereas Nintendo always takes like fucking 4 years to make games. They're hammering out all the fucking details the entire time.
I don't think you're really like are you talking about just on their consoles or on their handheld devices? Because if you count both, they've been
Yeah, but
pretty
they have
consistent.
different teams working on it and everything, right? Whereas when you have like certain games that are mainstays in the series that come out very frequently, always have very dedicated teams working on this
Makes
stuff
sense. Well, like, I mean, like you could look at like like Zelda's been coming out annually since
annually.
handheld games. They have at least a handheld game or a console.
They probably
game
have
every
these in
year.
I
backlog.
don't know, man.
Run through the list.
Okay,
Ocarina
well, the
of
last
Time,
one-
Majora's Mask,
Yeah, okay, but okay.
Well-
The last one that came out was the 3DS one. What was before that?
Skyward Sword.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
how
but
long
it
was
was
that?
That was last
That
year.
was last year. The year
That was
before that,
2012.
and
That
the
was
year
2012, really?
The year before that, there's Spirit Tracks. The year before that, Side of
Spirit
Hourglass. The year before that is probably a fucking Game Boy.
It's been pretty consistent.
Really?
Zelda's-
Every year?
Oh, yeah,
Zelda,
yeah.
Zelda. I've been surprised how Zelda comes
Frequently
out.
Like I'm saying, they probably have
I
the
mean,
backlog.
I haven't
didn't
played
realize.
half of the Zelda games because like I don't play into the first handheld one I've actually shown any interest in is the one Brian's playing.
A Link Between Worlds.
I haven't played Link Between.
Yeah.
I started
I-
playing it and I got like.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You said you didn't like handheld ones.
No, I don't like Spirit. I don't like the handheld ones where you control Link with the sticks.
Oh, okay.
That just seems fucking.
Oh no, I have
taxing
that
on my
one of
time.
those.
taxing.
What was the one on the DS that you control?
Spirit Tracks
And
or
Phantom
One
Hourglass.
before-
Phantom Hourglass.
Yeah, I beat Phantom Hourglass.
Yeah, me too. And I couldn't play the Spirit Tracks. It's
I
just
never
stupid.
played
Why
it.
would you
The
be
whole-
a
It
trainer?
was
Why
like
would you be a
Phantom
trainer?
Hourglass too.
Because you were a boat, but the boat was better.
But the boat
You're
is
on a train.
badass.
You have two
Yeah, the
boats.
train is stupid.
Yeah,
Train is stupid. All right, on the stupid train. If I don't end this now, we'll
Trains
never
versus
end
ships.
this.
And you're like ships
And on
because
that note-
Oh, So yes, on that
Holy
note,
shit.
let's end this.
Actually,
So
there are two Wind Waker games. There's two Zelda games this year.
yeah,
Wind Waker
HD Wind Waker.
that doesn't count. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe, check out the blog,
Dodds'
gamerbasement.com,
Instagram.
which is Basement Gamer.
which is the exact opposite of what
Yes,
it is.
the exact opposite. Campeau finally had his post come out. Dodds will be joining us this week. It'll be out by the time this podcast comes out, and we'll
So
have more for
Sunday.
you next week. So yes, check you guys later.
I feel like I have to.
Plenty of fish, man. Plenty of fish.
Plenty of fish.
Plenty of fish, grinder, Tinder.
Grinder.